What's up, everybody? This is John from Bearable Traders, and I want to talk about my best and worst trades today from 8 April 2021. And I actually want to go over my worst trade first. But as always, if you could like this video, subscribe to our channel, or provide a comment, that's always appreciated. And I like to talk to other traders about these trades on YouTube. So I want to start my worst trade first. It was on Roku, and this was a high day break trade with a high of day of 372.44. Not a great high a day level, but it's early in the morning, so the fact that it's not exactly at a dollar level is kind of to be expected and is okay. The volume at entry was low, only 700,000 shares traded. The RVOL was nice. Roku's been back in play lately, but this is kind of almost barely tradable volume, but decided to take a chance on it for a reason. The SPY was beginning on a nice uptrend after finding support at the high 2 days ago. So that's this red line here. You can see the SPY actually double bottomed off of it. And this is the low of the day for the SPY right here. So the SPY is reversing a bit. So it's in my direction. The trend is my friend. The 1 minute volume was building nicely. You can see it's here, it steps up. It's a red volume bar, but that's okay. It steps up again. But what caught my eye was this surging volume here. This volume bar, when I entered, is actually equal in height to the opening volume bar for the stock. That's a really good sign. That's a lot of surging volume. And surging volume is good because it can carry you over the high a day and give you a little breathing room, create a pop where you can get your stop to break even and have a safer trade. They'll often stop out, but the fact that you can get your stop to break even on the surging volume is very helpful in managing risk. Took an entry at 372.79 as the bid broke over the high a day. So you have a big spread on Roku. It's jumping anywhere from, who knows, 20 cents to 40 cents. So by the time the bid broke the high a day, I'm getting in around 372.79. But the nice thing was this did break nicely, despite the fact I traded into the R4 Camarilla pivot. I was a bit nervous about that. That's been on my mind lately, trading into this level. But it broke through it, and I saw as much as 0.8 R in unrealized profit. And I would have scalped this or partialed around 1 R, but I never quite got there. And then it started selling off each time. So I got a move, and you can see this wick on top of this candle. This had sold off and then closed here. Then made another attempt and sold off. I really don't like that behavior. And because the volume's so low, the level 2 is not very dense, this thing can pull back $1 very easily. You can have a very harsh pullback. So it's early in the morning. I gave this thing about 90 seconds to work out, which even felt like a long time, to be honest with you. We're talking about 9:51 in the morning. So you have to be very careful. I ended up bailing out with a 0.2 R gain, and it ended up making a 1.5 R move. But I'm okay with this. This felt like good risk management, so I'm fine. My best trade was on Tesla, another high day break trade where the high day was 681.76. Again, prefer at or near a dollar level. It's not exactly what we have here. It's not close enough, but something to try. We have a nice level here. There's a daily level here, and the pre-market high is this magenta line here. So a nice grouping of levels to break through. That's always a good thing. The SPY, again, beginning to do what it did on the last trade. It's reversing off a new low day in this case, where now the S3 Camarilla pivot and yesterday's high, which is this green dotted line, are holding the price. And you begin to see just the beginning of a reversal for the SPY. So a bit of a trend in my direction, not too bad. The 1 minute volume building a bit here. It's a little bit of evidence that it's increasing. But again, we have the surging volume. And in this case, the volume bar on entry here was second only to the opening minute volume bar, and in this case is about maybe 2/3 to 3/4 as high. So this is a lot of volume coming in here, relatively speaking, for the day. Took an entry at 681.80. That's very good. That's very close to 681.76. So didn't miss it by much there. And it ran very easily and nicely. So I knew 685, that $5 level, was probably going to be a point of resistance. So I took 50% off there. Turns out that was true. You see the pullback from 685. And again, Tesla is so crazy that, when you're trying to partial near 685, you end up with things like 684.52 with the wild spread and whatnot. So you do the best you can. The second 50% partial is taken off near the R4 Camarilla pivot. That's right here. Again, another good decision. I got it at 686.07. I'd like to see it run a bit more after going above 685, but because that pivot point is there, I decided to take some off. And you can see the indecision of the price there and even a bit of a pullback. So that's another good decision, I think. The third 50% partial was near 688. I kind of wanted to let this run to 690, but another surge in volume came in, and I wanted to ride this as far as it would take me. So when this volume started pumping in, the price started pumping up, and essentially what I did was I held this until I felt the pause, and I got out there. And again, not a bad decision, because you can see price finds indecision about the level where I partialed. And then at this point, what's happening is I only have 16% of my position left, and I'm sitting on 0.25R in unrealized gains. And I'm seeing a lot of indecision just above R4. And so I decided that with Tesla beginning to look weak in this region, it's kind of between 687 and 689, and the SPY was actually continuing upward at this point. You can't see it on the SPY chart. It's often to the right. But the SPY was still strongly kind of going up, and Tesla started to roll over. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bank the 0.25R. And I got out completely at 688.19. So those were my best and worst trades. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to everyone next time. Thank you.